In today's video, we're diving deep into Princess Beatrice's heartbreaking dilemma as she prepares for one of the most important days in her life, the christening of her daughter Athena, while facing an impossible choice about her father Prince Andrew. Make sure you watch until the very end because we'll be asking you a question that could change how you see this entire situation. But before we get started, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscribe button right now, smash the like button, and don't forget to share this video with anyone who loves royal news. Your support means everything to us, and we want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Princess Beatrice of York has always been known as the dutiful daughter, the one who stands by her family through thick and thin, no matter how difficult the circumstances become. But right now, as she prepares for what should be one of the most joyous occasions of her life, the christening of her youngest daughter Athena, she finds herself caught in an emotional whirlwind that no parent should ever have to endure. Sources close to the York family reveal that Beatrice is genuinely torn between her deep love for her father and the very real concerns about what his presence at this sacred ceremony might mean for her family, for the event itself, and for the future of her children in the royal spotlight. This isn't just another royal drama playing out in the tabloids. This is a daughter's genuine anguish as she tries to protect everyone she loves while knowing that someone will inevitably be hurt by whatever decision she makes. The timing of Athena's christening couldn't be more complicated for the York family. Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, remains one of the most controversial figures within the British royal family, and his situation hasn't improved as the months have gone by. Despite stepping back from royal duties years ago following his disastrous interview about his association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, Andrew continues to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. His stubborn refusal to leave Royal Lodge, his reportedly strained relationship with King Charles, and the ongoing public scrutiny of his past associations have created a toxic atmosphere around his name that simply won't dissipate. For Beatrice, who has worked tirelessly to maintain her own reputation and build a stable, private life for her family away from controversy, having her father at Athena's christening presents a genuine dilemma that goes far beyond simple family politics. According to insiders who spoke on condition of anonymity, Beatrice has been experiencing sleepless nights worrying about this exact situation. She knows that excluding her father from such a significant family milestone would be devastating for Andrew, who has already been isolated from so many royal events and public occasions. The source described it as Beatrice believing it would be cruel to prevent him from being there for his granddaughter's christening, a once-in-a-lifetime moment that grandparents traditionally cherish and remember forever. Andrew has always been incredibly close to both of his daughters, and despite all his failings and controversies, Beatrice and her sister Eugenie have consistently demonstrated unwavering loyalty to their father. They've stood by him when others in the royal family have stepped back, they've defended him when the media has attacked, and they've maintained their relationship with him even as his reputation has crumbled in the public eye. But Beatrice's concerns aren't just about her father's feelings. She's acutely aware that every decision she makes regarding this christening will be scrutinized, analyzed, and judged by the media, the public, and potentially even by other members of the royal family. If Andrew attends the christening, there's a very real possibility that the entire focus of the day will shift away from baby Athena and onto her grandfather's controversial presence. Photographers will be watching his every move, commentators will be dissecting what his attendance means for his standing within the family, and the beautiful, sacred ceremony that Beatrice has been planning could be overshadowed by questions about Andrew rather than celebrations of her daughter. This is the last thing any mother wants for her child's special day, and it's a burden that Beatrice shouldn't have to carry but finds herself carrying nonetheless. The situation is further complicated by the broader dynamics within the royal family. King Charles has made it abundantly clear that he wants to modernize the monarchy and distance it from scandal and controversy. His relationship with his younger brother Andrew has been strained for years, and recent reports suggest that Charles has been actively trying to persuade Andrew to leave Royal Lodge and move into more modest accommodations. Andrew's refusal to comply with these requests has created additional tension, and there are concerns within palace circles that Charles might not look favorably upon Andrew having a prominent role at family events, even private ones like a christening. For Beatrice, this creates another layer of complexity because she doesn't want to anger or disappoint her uncle the king, but she also doesn't want to abandon her father when he's already lost so much. Princess Eugenie, Beatrice's younger sister, has been a crucial support system during this difficult time. The two sisters have always been incredibly close, and Eugenie understands better than anyone the impossible position that Beatrice finds herself in. Eugenie faced similar challenges when planning events for her own children, and she's been advising Beatrice on how to navigate these treacherous waters. The sisterly bond between Beatrice and Eugenie has only grown stronger as they've dealt with their father's controversies together, presenting a united front even when the rest of the world seems to be against them. But even with Eugenie's support, the final decision about Andrew's attendance at the christening ultimately rests with Beatrice, and it's a decision that's weighing heavily on her heart and mind. Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York and mother to both Beatrice and Eugenie, has also been involved in these discussions. Despite her divorce from Andrew decades ago, Sarah has remained remarkably loyal to her ex-husband, even living with him at Royal Lodge in what many consider an unusual arrangement. Sarah understands the complexities of being connected to Andrew in the current climate, and she's been trying to help Beatrice find a solution that honors family bonds while also protecting the sanctity of the christening ceremony. But even Sarah's diplomatic skills and maternal wisdom may not be enough to resolve this particular dilemma, because there simply may not be a perfect answer that satisfies everyone involved. Behind the scenes, Beatrice has reportedly been consulting with her husband, Edoardo Mapelli-Mazzi, about how to handle the situation. Edoardo, who comes from Italian nobility but isn't a working royal himself, brings an outside perspective that's valuable in these circumstances. He wants to support his wife and honor her family connections, but he's also protective of their children and wants to ensure that Athena's christening is remembered for the right reasons. Edoardo's influence has been described as calming and stabilizing, helping Beatrice think through the practical implications of each possible decision rather than just the emotional ones. The christening of Athena represents more than just a religious ceremony for Beatrice. It symbolizes her desire to give her children a childhood that's as normal and private as possible despite their royal connections. Beatrice has been extremely protective of her children's privacy, rarely sharing photos or details about them publicly, and she's made it clear that she wants them to grow up away from the intense scrutiny that she and Eugenie experienced as children. Having the christening become a media circus focused on Andrew's attendance would undermine everything Beatrice has been trying to achieve, but excluding her father would also send a message about family loyalty that she's uncomfortable with. Royal experts have weighed in on the situation, with most agreeing that Beatrice faces an impossible choice. Some argue that family should come first and that Andrew deserves to be present for his granddaughter's christening regardless of public opinion. Others contend that Beatrice needs to protect her own family's interests and that sometimes loving someone means making difficult decisions that they might not understand or appreciate. There's no clear consensus on what the right course of action is, which only adds to Beatrice's distress as she tries to navigate this situation. The wider implications of this decision extend beyond just one christening ceremony. How Beatrice handles this situation could set a precedent for how the York family deals with Andrew's involvement in future family events. If she allows him to attend Athena's christening, it might be interpreted as a signal that Andrew is slowly being reintegrated into family occasions despite his controversies. If she excludes him, it could mark a definitive turning point in their relationship and suggest that even his daughters are beginning to distance themselves from him. Neither outcome is ideal, and both carry consequences that will echo through the family for years to come. Friends of Beatrice have described her as being emotionally exhausted by the situation. She's spent countless hours discussing it with family members, weighing the pros and cons, and trying to anticipate every possible outcome. The source of her distress isn't that she doesn't love her father, it's precisely because she loves him so much that this decision is so agonizing. She reportedly told a close friend that it would be cruel to exclude Andrew from such an important moment, but she's equally concerned about what his presence might mean for Athena's special day and for her family's future. As the date of the christening approaches, Beatrice is running out of time to make a final decision. The invitations need to be finalized, the arrangements need to be confirmed, and soon there will be no more room for deliberation. Whatever choice she makes, it will be scrutinized and judged, but ultimately it will be her choice to make as a mother protecting her child and as a daughter loving her father. The world is watching Princess Beatrice as she navigates this heartbreaking dilemma, and regardless of the outcome, her grace and dignity throughout this difficult period remind us all of the impossible positions that royal family members sometimes find themselves in. So now we want to hear from you. If you were in Princess Beatrice's position, facing this impossible choice between protecting your child's special day and including your controversial father, what would you do and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to keep the conversation going.